Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Thank you for coming to this channel. This is Infinite Growth TV, and I'm your host, Todd Allen. We have a very good show for you today. We are going to be talking about the financial reset, the great financial reset, and what you can do, the choices and decisions that you can make to make this a time where you can prosper. I have a very, very special guest with me. He is the founder and creator of Learn Crypto TV. We'll call him Los, and we're going to invite him to come on in. Come on in, Los. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing wonderful. Well, thank you, Todd. Thank you for having me on today's program.
Oh, man, I tell you what, we were on the program with Kings and Dreams, and I was so impressed with your knowledge and your information and the way that you present things. And I said, I got to do a show with you, brother. Got to, because you give so much value. And so I'm really appreciative and honored to have you on my show today. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here. Hopefully whoever tuning in today can learn something. That's my whole premise. When you listen to me, at least please be able to take something away from it.
Absolutely. So, Los, let's just jump right into it because, this is October 5th, and today, October 5th, is a special day. As you know, it's Yom Kippur, which is a high holy holiday that the Israelites and Jews actually celebrate, and so it has a significant day. But what took place October 1st kind of went under the radar with a lot of people. Let's talk a little bit about that, if you don't mind.
Man, so when you originally, told me about, invited me onto your platform, and I saw the title of the program, I said, the financial reset, man, the great reset, or what people be calling it nowadays. And I said, man, this is going to be pretty fun because it has more than one aspect to it, and just, it just has multiple aspects to it that can be talked about. Not to turn the program, what people would call religiously,
Right.
or religious or whatever,
Right.
But it has to be said, you know what I mean? In my opinion, simply because that is a driving factor in why we are seeing things turn the way that they are turning. And then what is the coincidence that on April 1st, something that probably has been in play for more than 10, 15 years, and it happens on this day, and then the Day of Atonement is right there, right behind it.
Yeah.
So what is the prophetic implications of that? Is the part for me, because a little bit about my background, a lot of people don't know. I grew up in the Christian Baptist church and all of this other kind of stuff. I grew up that way. So, I always credit my mom for being able to give me a foundation to keep my mind focused on the literal word,
Right.
And so for me, when I turned about 18, 19, 20, about Y2K,
Right.
because I've always been interested in this tech stuff,
Right.
but I always found that it had a spiritual component to it.
Right.
But anyhow, Y2K came around, so I'm looking and I'm going through the Bible, I'm going through Revelation and Daniel and trying to see what's going to happen next. And not knowing 22 years later, I still be doing the same thing, but looking at it play out in live, in real time.
Right.
So for me, I'm like, wow, this is really actually converging like this, because it was said this was going to be this way and you're going to see these things happen. And I'm like, man, all of this work and all of the research that I did when I was 20, 21, 22 through 30, through my 30s. And I still haven't really stopped, but I put a lot of emphasis in this when I was in my 20s to see it actually play out in real time is amazing. So this is the amazing time that we're in. But to reference what you were saying on October the 1st, the financial reset that went under everybody knows, there's a lot of people that are financially illiterate or ignorant by choice. A lot. Because the information is not, it's not like it's not there or you can't, it's not tangible for you to go and get it. So because of this, they're able to plain sight tell you without you even realizing that they're telling you. And if people have been playing to MSNBC, all the big Yahoo Money and all of these financial channels, you have all these so-called financial gurus and pundits, going back and forth saying this, and saying that about the financial market and industry, and then looking at it from a global perspective, how could you miss?
Well, yeah. But you and I both know that a lot of times, if it's popular with the news agencies, that it is really, they're using magic. They're showing you the right hand while doing something with the left hand, right? And so you and I both know that the counterfeit comes before the real thing. And so what happened October 1st was that the banking industry started to implement across the globe, started to implement their financial reset in terms of how they do reporting, based on from a digital perspective. And we also know that President Biden signed an executive order, which I believe takes place December 13th. I'm not quite sure what the date, but I know that it's early December when we're talking about going to a digital currency in the United States. And so there's a lot of things that are happening, and I wanted to talk to you in particular because, you know, with you, and I put on the screen, Learn Crypto TV is your website,
right?
That when we're talking about this digital currency, we're not talking about Bitcoin, Ethereum, and some of the other well-known coins. We're talking about Ripple and currency, XLM digital
and
currencies,
XDC.
which are ICO certified. And so let's talk about that. I mean, that's an important point because early on, you know, there was a lot of people that were pushed away from the cryptocurrencies that we're going to be talking about tonight, saying, "Oh, it's sell it because they're under a lawsuit and all these different things." But behind the scenes, they're signing contracts with some major players. Let's talk about that. I mean,
now you got me in here cheesing, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm excited to be able to deliver this information to people because they absolutely have no idea what's going on right up under their noses,
bro.
You know. But this is where the so-called 1% of the top people in these different countries, because this is just not a United States thing. This is a world global. This is a global. Okay.
Correct.
The top people in that top 1% category, you know, this is where they, you know, tend to be able to live fat off the backs of the people on the bottom. Well, today,
well said.
Thank you. Today, you have the digital dollar cometh. Okay, so there's two aspects to the digital dollar. You already have, if you take a look at China already has the digital yuan or whatever that currency is called over there. They already testing it with the people. They got them on basically locked down over there, and they making them use this digital currency already. It's just not being publicized in mass, but you can go find that information because the information is out there. And with the social credit score system in place that they have over there, they're going to tie these things together. You know what I mean? So for an example, let's just say you jaywalk and that jaywalk costs you a 37 yuan fine or whatever the price can be, whatever you can think of. They can go in there automatically deduct that right out of your digital wallet. You know what I mean? But anyway, that's down the line. I'm just I'm painting you a picture to letting you know why these systems, they're putting them in place. But, you know, some of these things is 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the line before you actually see it in full force across the world. But those of whom who know about it now and are able to invest into it, then you will be able to stand the chance to be able to, I guess, shear off a little bit of what a lot of the people going to experience as an uncomfortable situation. You'll be able to, you know, set yourself up to be a little bit more comfortable than them, but you're not going to be able to totally get away from the eyes of the big brother. So anyhow, the first one, what Todd mentioned earlier, was XRP. Okay, now talking about XRP is one of these cryptos that's been around for quite a long time. All right, we're talking about 8+, 9+ years here. XRP's been in effect. I mean, been in the crypto space for people to be able to invest in. And XRP is basically a platform of how money is going to be moved through institutions. Okay, so for an example, you have Amazon and you have the corporate offices of Johnson and Johnson, and you have the corporate offices of Disney or whoever you can name in whatever industry, right? So for these people to be able to, move money from business to business, or create get a loan for whatever the situation they be at, whatever they're trying to do, XRP is going to be that tool that's being used in order to be able to create that cross-border payment system.
Mm-hmm.
And the key to all of this is that it's settled in seconds. Okay, it's settled in seconds, not days.
Right.
Okay, so it's almost like we're going to use these systems or this particular system for this, and we're just going to put it out there first. Now, XRP, in my opinion, was because it was a decentralized state. Let me back up a little bit.
Right.
Decentralization is what crypto or the digital currency space was built on. Being able to remove the middleman, in simple terms, right? Mm-hmm. We want to move Bank of America out of the way from telling us that my transaction won't clear for 3 to 7 days in whatever case.
Right. Well, that was a way that they could use the deposits of individuals for them to be able to go in and buy paper or in their overnight funds, that if they did not have enough reserves, it was a way in which they can build up reserves and then actually lend money to other banks that were short on reserves. So what you're saying is that they're eliminating that aspect of it.
That's what cryptocurrency was built around from the beginning. However, we all know that the government has to be involved in some kind of way, i.e. regulatory rules that to be able to, because we're talking about financial system here, for what we know in our lifespan, that basically runs the world. So you shut off the money and there's no more commerce, mm-hmm. You go back to the barter system, you know what I mean? So XRP, in its simplicity, right? You have the sending institution that has the fiat.
Mm-hmm.
XRP is the platform that turns that into that digital currency. Then you have the receiving institution on the other end, which could be a person, a business, or a beneficiary.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that's XRP, simplistically. Okay. So I'll say that again for the audience. Okay. XRP is the platform that helps the sending institution, all right, take and move the fiat currency that they're using into the digital currency, the XRP token, because Ripple Labs is the business, but the XRP is the actual digital currency for Ripple Labs. All right. And that now is digitized, that fiat currency, and sent to the receiving institution who, sends it to the person, business, or beneficiary. That's how that system works in XRP. Mm-hmm. And XRP is, like I said, is how the money is going to be moved through institutions.
Right.
All right. And XRP, I've heard, listen, family, this is not financial advice. This is educational purposes only. And I'm just giving you what my well thought out and research theories may be for a possible future in digital currency. Okay. That's what I'm talking to you guys about right now.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard and I've read that XRP may be backed by gold. Think about this now. You have XRP that has gone through a lengthy lawsuit. We're talking about 2 years almost. A lengthy lawsuit with the SEC about regulatory issues, calling it a security, operating as a security and not basically reporting it, right? This is what XRP is fighting for the last 2 years. And they come out of this thing unscathed. First of all, if you're in it, it's going to shoot up. And I'll say this. I used to be an XRP hater. I didn't believe in it. As soon as it went into, I told some of my friends, and I feel bad that I told them to get rid of it. And they did. A couple of them did. Some people just added more to their wallets. But I feel bad about it because now if they come out of this thing unscathed, the price for XRP right now is about 50 cents. About 50 cents right now.
Yeah, I checked the day, 47. It was 43 at the beginning of the week, end of last week.
Yeah, I keep a
Yeah.
running up to date ticker on my
Yeah.
screen.
So Logan Daniels has a good question, because this is where I was going. Where can you buy XRP tokens? This is, I know that
Okay.
they're blocked in a lot of exchanges because of the regulatory lawsuit going on. But for example, I was looking at I think Uphold was one of the exchanges, but I'm just going to, full disclosure, having a hard time opening an account with them. They're not making it easy.
Yeah. So Uphold, I actually have an account with Uphold as well, but mine is good. I think I got in with Uphold in its early stages when I got in. So you have to go through a KYC process, family. So if you don't know what a KYC process is, KYC is know your customer. When they do a KYC process, they're basically going to ask you for identification. They're going to ask you for a physical address. All right. They're going to make you take some photos with maybe holding two peace signs up. You're going to have to, write down, the date and a code on a piece of paper and hold that up with your elbows showing and all of this other kind of stuff. You're going to have to do it exact and precise in a lot of these crypto wallets to be able to open up, a account with them, So that's one level. All right. It's still on the other side of the person, the KYC analyst is still on that person to make the final decision, because I'm actually a KYC. I can validate accounts for Pi, the Pi network. I'm a validator for Pi, so I can do KYC and stuff like that. So I look at an ID and I don't like how it look. Yeah, don't send it again. So
what is Pi network now?
Well, the Pi network is it's a network that a team out of Stanford. Stanford, the university, they built this cryptocurrency on their cell phone. I jumped in this towards the beginning. Somebody turned me onto it, but it's basically a network where it's word of mouth. You tell people, and that's how it grows. And they wanted to be a large ecosystem. As a matter of fact, I'll drop I'll send a link here in a moment. When I'm done rambling on here, so you could drop it out there in the chat for everybody.
Fine, brother.
For everybody, so that way and they can use my link to be able to join. But anyway, the Pi network is basically this network, and eventually whatever they turn this system into, because a lot of it's over 20,000 crypto projects out there. All of these cryptos not going to be around, But me personally, it takes me 4 seconds out of my day to be able to mine it every 24 hours. So hey, why not? If it turns into something, it turns into something. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Who cares? I got 8,000. Almost 8,000 coins. So whatever. You know what I mean? So so my point is whatever they turn this ecosystem into, whatever these tokens or coins are going to be used for, and the value will be determined off of the people network. So this is like a real decentralized system. And that's another reason why I decided to do it. Not only that, it was free to join. But anyway, that is the Pi network. But as far as Uphold, I was explaining the KYC process, because some people run into issues with that. A lot of people don't even want to do it because all of the nuances of being able to identify and authenticate yourself. But family, I want to tell you, that security within the digital space is very, very important, and highly suggested that you have more than one layer of security to protect yourself. Why am I telling you this? Because I've been a victim of fraud and scam myself in three different ways. So the KYC process is designed for you to be able to have a Teflon proof thing. So it may be a little hard, but me and you can talk about your Uphold situation after the program.
Well, we definitely. I mean, it was nothing too arduous, but I'm sending the same document more than one time. That's all that is.
Yeah.
But we talk about security and talking about, we're looking to buy XRP. What exchange could we go to at this point in time?
All right, so that's what I was getting ready to go to. So KuCoin, KuCoin, that's KuCoin, KuCoin. that crypto exchange can be you can create an account from anywhere in the world. You can be in the United States, Mexico, Thailand, Philippines, Europe, Portugal, Spain, South America, Australia. You can be anywhere, and you can open up an account with KuCoin. You're going to have to go through that similar type of KYC process.
Right.
Okay. But in second to that, before you can buy the XRP token, okay, you're going to have to be able to send funds or attach your bank account to this exchange. I know that a lot of people may feel uncomfortable with doing that type of thing, but what I would suggest is that, you know, you use an account you either trust or use an account that's designed for investment. I have multiple accounts, and not all of my accounts are attached to one sole exchange. Because in the event that someone is hacking this exchange, then they will have access to all of my accounts, and I don't want that. So you have to think about that too. But the point is that you're going to have to attach a financial institution to be able to send your fiat dollar.
Can you use credit card?
Credit card, debit card, but the KuCoin will be able to. I believe you can use both of them on there. Okay. And use some. And there's another website called Kraken. I'm not sure if XRP is on Kraken. I think that they suspended it, but Kraken is another exchange set up like KuCoin that you can. And Todd, let me just give you this one because I know you live outside the country like I do, and it's Gate.io.
Gate.io.
Yeah, because you are able to show identification in the country you live,
right,
to be able to pass the KYC with Gate.io. All three, well, I know at KuCoin and Gate.io, you definitely can buy XRP there. You definitely, but you need USDT,
correct,
as the pair,
right,
to get the XRP token.
Okay.
Coin. Okay. So that's what the purpose of linking your financial institution to the exchange, to be able to have them convert that fiat to the Tether stablecoin, and then from the Tether stablecoin you go to XRP and purchase. So that's the process. It's a lengthy process. Those of you who don't understand, hit me up on the email. You know, I also do consultations, and I'll walk you through step by step on how to get it done, because I know it can be frustrating. Even if you have an account already set up, I can still show you how to do it. But anyhow, that's where and on Binance, you definitely can get a Binance account.
Okay. And Binance has XRP on there as well.
Definitely, yes. Binance and KuCoin and Gate.io are three exchanges I know for sure that, you know, once you get past that KYC process, you'll be able to purchase XRP. And the next one I'll talk about, Stellar, I'll give you that one too. But we'll talk about that next, because I have three of them that I wanted to discuss tonight on the program with everybody.
Okay,
sweet.
Logan says, I bought some before eToro, but they stopped all sales and held my money, and I can't add money to buy more XRP tokens. Do you think eToro will give credit for holding on to the tokens?
No, eToro is going to give you your fiat currency that you use to purchase in there. All right. So let me tell you something. Let me give you guys some uplift on that. All right. eToro, Webull, Robinhood is working with Polygon and Matic right now. So I'm going to put a question mark behind Robinhood. And all of these exchanges that allow you to, these stock exchanges that allow you to be able to purchase crypto, it's not your crypto. And not only that, you're only going to get reimbursed back in the fiat currency. So for your case, Logan, I mean, unfortunately, whatever gains I would just sit in it, and whatever gains you make, just take it back out in the currency that you originally invested in. That's how that's going to work for you. I know with eToro, TD Ameritrade, if they even do it, and Webull for sure. But Robinhood is working with the one of my other favorite cryptos, Polygon, Matic, to be able to allow the movement, the on and off ramp for cryptos, so you can move crypto onto Robinhood or you can move it off, you know. So, and PayPal, the same thing. You can't, it's not your crypto. You're just going to get paid back in fiat.
So when we talk about security, add a level of security, Do you, and I know that Zoom Wallet is connected with the XRP system. Would you recommend that as a cold storage wallet?
No. If it's an online wallet, meaning that you can access it from online at any time of the day, whatever, and the only thing that has it closed is that somebody might need a login, username, password, and a authenticating app to be able to access, or email authenticator to be able to access the account online. Then it's not safe for storage, quote unquote. You know what I mean? So the cold storage wallets are.
So in your humble opinion, where would you store it?
For all of those long-term hodlers, that's going to be just sitting in those, and you can even make, passive income off of just holding. I would say you store it in Exodus. That's a cold storage wallet. You have Ledgers. The Ledger and the Trezor One are probably going to be the best two right now for beginning investors as cold storage wallets. So that's the Ledger. Actually, I have. Let me grab this. I have it right here. The Ledger Nano X. Okay. So this is a cold storage wallet, and they had one breach in the last 24 months, and that breach was only emails and and the people's purchase information or whatever. But they have since fixed that, so you don't have to worry about that. That is a cold storage wallet. And the Trezor One, all right, Trezor, that's Trezro One. That is also another cold storage wallet. There are more wallets that are higher graded, like the Engrave wallet. I'm really liking that one. I'm thinking about investing in that one too.
When because you say investing, it sounds expensive. When you say investing in it,
yeah. So we talking about $350 between 350 and $450, depending on whatever sale they got going on. But anyhow, in my opinion, it's worth it. So
we give a shout out to Drew Sato. He said, "Good information, brothers. One love." Okay, thanks, Drew. Appreciate it,
Drew.
man.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So okay. We got the XRP somewhat situated in a sense, but I don't think we talked about the significance of XRP and XLM. Why are those two at the top of the food chain when we're talking about the financial reset?
And let's not leave out a third one, XDC.
Well, yeah, that's next on my. I'm gonna give you my list. Okay. In order: XRP, XLM, and this is not. We're not giving financial advice. We're just two brothers chopping it up, talking. We don't give financial advice. It's just for the fact checkers.
Exactly. That's all I'm doing. Yes,
so yeah, XRP, XLM, XDC. I've got Algorand, IOTA, HBAR, QMT.
Okay.
So
you talking about Quant, Hedera Hashgraph? What was that one you said before? HBAR, Algorand. That's a blockchain competitor of
IOTA.
Yeah, and IOTA. That's Internet of Things. Oh man. Oh, okay. That's a nice list you got built up there. You got a few. You got a couple of them off of there though. So go ahead and add VeChain to that list.
VeChain.
Yeah, VET. That's the ticker symbol. Then you want to add Digibyte to that list, DGB.
Okay. Now, are these ISO compliant?
Yeah. Well, no, because they still in the decentralized state.
Okay.
So some of these, if of the two I just gave you, VeChain is going to be the closest to getting ISO compliant, simply because the partners who they have.
Okay.
They're partnered with IBM too.
Okay.
So they're gonna eventually be there. Right now, it's just one of those silent cryptos sitting around right now, about 2 cents. And if you pay attention and notice, out of all of the ones that you have on your list, Quant and Algorand are the two most expensive.
Okay.
Everything else is below 10 cents, I believe.
Well, right XRP, now in this XRP, I didn't check.
And 50 cents.
Yeah. So
XLM is at. Let me look. I got my ticker symbol. XLM is at 11 cents and XDC is at 2 cents.
Man, every time I talk to you, man, I'm gonna tell you, I'm impressed. Let me just say this. I'm a college professor of economics. Okay. I've been teaching the collegiate level for over 20 years. Okay. Teaching economics and business. And, when I talk to people, I don't always give my credentials or anything like that. I just talk, but then I listen to people. You are probably one of the most well-researched people that I have talked to ever. All right. And I'm gonna give you, listen, man, I'm gonna give you your flowers now. You're well-researched. You're well-researched. And the thing I like most about you, man, is that you won't just tell people, like I hear other gurus say, well, you need to go do your research. I'm like, okay, where do I go look? Okay, at least throw me a breadcrumb to get me on the path to start being able to do the research. You know what I mean? And
Right.
and you give the information. You say, okay, we're gonna do research, but here's where you go look first. And I really appreciate that, man. I really appreciate that.
Man, thank you very much, man. It just keeps me going to, it keep me motivated to keep going. My main thing is I want to be able to help somebody. You know what I mean? And I know by helping somebody else that the universe is probably going to kick it back to me in the same way that I gave it out. So that's kind of how my mind functions. Plus, my mom, even though she upset at me right now for leaving the country, you know what I'm saying? I guess she wanted me to stay there and be miserable. Hey, man, listen, for a person in your family to be able to, I guess, build a tree, I might not be able to sit under the shade of the tree, right? But at least the people behind me will be able to sit under that shade and enjoy, kind of like when Abraham never got to the land of Canaan. He was able to see it, but he didn't give a chance to live in it, man. So that's kind of how I'm looking at this thing. So I have to make a sacrifice, in order to be able to make that happen. Well, that same mentality is how I take this research. I know that my people, in part, and for the most part, are financially illiterate. And it's not by choice in many cases. It's just because they don't have that. They never had that foundation in place to be able to send it down the line and keep it going like an assembly line. I didn't have that in my situation. My mom put me on. I got a credit card when I was 17, but she was using it. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's the type of financial situation that I come from. But I got to the age where I am now, and now it's time to reverse that. So along the way, it's lifting as you climb.
Right.
So I'm going up a tree. I'm trying to bring people with me. You're
not the only one in there. I wanted to give a shout out to Ace. Ace says fire. I wonder if that's Ace Live.
Oh yeah, that's Ace Live.
That's Ace Live. Hey Ace, I've been following Ace Live, man. Ace Live is a very inspirational brother. I want to give him a shout out. He doesn't know me. He knows people who know me, right? But I tell you what, I started following that brother, and he is motivational, man. He's a lot of what I do, or a lot of things that I kind of do at this particular point, is because he's inspired me to do that. So I just want to give a shout out to Ace, and I want to have Ace on my show one day, man.
Man, I tell you this, man. Ace doesn't realize the effect that he's had on many people. You know what I mean? I watch all of his content. Every time something come out, even if I miss it and have to come back to it, I go rewatch it and I ghost watch. Yeah. But I had the great opportunity to meet Ace back in 2020. I actually have a picture with him and everything back when he was in Barranquilla. When he had his series doing it when he first met those Venezuelan women. I met him during that time. You know what I mean? And then he had a show on his program in December of 2020 where he interviewed me right before I made my move to Colombia. And I was giving the update, but because of him, it's the reason why I started. And let's 360 it all the way around. The only reason why I even ran into Ace Live is because of my cousin Chad.
Because of Chad, right.
That's how I even ran into
Passport Stamp. That's how you and I met.
So you see how this one big old spider web worked, man. So all of that, and because at first I was looking at Ace, I was like, man, watching this corny dude, man. He walk around the world. I'm not doing this. But then he grew on me, and I told him this. I straight up told him, I say, bro, at the first I thought you was corny as hell, man. So I say, man, I used to look at about 5 minutes worth of your stuff and then turn it off. You know what I'm saying? And then once Passport Stamp had told me about it, he say, man, I watched this Passport Heavy, and I watched this and Ace Live, man, you need to go check out Ace. That's my dog. That's my, I say, man, you know this corny dude, man? How you know this dude, man? You know what I'm saying? And then he was like, nah, Los, he ain't like that, cuz. Telling you, man, Ace says he might look corny on the TV, but he a real dude, man. Trust me when I tell you, that's my homie. I say, all right, well, I keep checking him out. And as I kept checking him out, the next big video that I saw him put out was his carnival in Barranquilla. I say, okay, right, he got a little, okay, I can rock with him a little bit. But my cousin was there too, so because I wanted to see if my cousin really knew him. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then from there, that's how I grew, and I just started watching him, and I watch him, and I take nuggets. When I was at like 200-300 subscribers on my channel. I heard him on a live. He said, man, you got to let your channel grow organically and this, that, and the third. So then I took that advice. I put my head down. I stopped worrying about the numbers, blah, 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 blah. And I look up now, I'm at 1,000 on my way to whatever. So my channel's growing, but Ace is very, very inspirational, man. And matter of fact, I'll ask him, because Ace is a private guy. So I'll, you know what I'm saying, talk to him to see, you know what I mean? I'm sure, because your channel don't have nothing to do with none of that garbage. So, because because Passport Stamp, what I mean? That'll be another ace in the hole for you too. So I'll send him a message and see, if y'all it's okay to exchange numbers.
Jeffrey Ghostface Taylor, Ace, Dre, and Los are very inspirational. Yeah, that is the truth.
What's up, Jeff? Shout out to Jeff, man. That's Andre Crossing Borders family.
Oh, okay. Shout out to Andre. Yes, sir. Andre, another one, man. Another one. Yes, sir. Ace, I agree with everything you said about Los, his way of delivering his message that I think is really unique. And the fact that someone with so much financial background can also see that is amazing. Absolutely. Yes, sir. And Ace says, thanks for the support. Hey, brother, always, man. That's what we do as brothers, man. And, we always talk about Passport Brothers. That's a real thing, man. Hey. That's a real thing. And Ace was really inspirational. I sometimes sit here. I'm sitting in my apartment with my wife, and my wife is Colombian, and I'm sitting there and I'm watching in English. And I want to say this about Ace, man. Your Spanish has improved 1,000%. And I think that kind of has made a lot of difference. That a lot of times we come and we think that we come to another country, we think that everybody needs to speak English. But there are very few people, at least here in Bogota, that speak English. I think in the entire country, I think less than 4% or 4% are actually bilingual. And so when we come from the United States, highly melanated, and we come here to this country, and people can see that, we're not from like what they see in the movies or what they see on sitcoms, but we actually have some sense, and we show respect to the people here. And lastly, we look like a lot of their great grandfathers and grandmothers. So,
man, that was shocking to me. I saw, because I still meet people and be like, man, you got to have some melanin in your family somewhere. It gotta be. I'm looking at your hair. Look at your body structure, man. Yeah, it's some melanin somewhere. Yeah. Man, but it does carry you a long way. And I've been able to make some connections here within the cryptomonedas community, porque yo conozco un poco español. Yeah.
That's another show all in Spanish, man. We'll do the next one all in Spanish. Yeah. So okay. So let's do this, Los. Let's do this. I'm a little older, and so when this whole crypto thing came out, I wasn't raised communicating with my thumbs, right, on these things. Right. And so when crypto came out, I was old school because, I'm a college professor. I'm thinking about mutual funds, all the old way of commerce. And so the new kid comes on the block, and I'm thinking, well, at some point you got to convert it to fiat currency at some point. And so I was very reluctant to get into this space. So you're talking to me or someone like me who's wants to put my toe in the water and kind of get started, understanding that this financial reset is a real thing. And by December, before 2023 hits, it's going to be a deep dive. And if we don't have oxygen masks, we're going to be caught up in the torrent, and it could drown us. Take me step by step. What do I need to do now to kind of protect myself, to protect my family, to continue to be able to operate in commerce in a comfortable manner? Take me to the step by step, if you don't mind.
Okay, so there's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah.
There's 3 different avenues, in my opinion, that will occur, when the change actually occurs. All right. So one of the scenarios that I think is that they're going, like, for an example, you have this elimination of student debt. So they're trying to kind of clean the books, right? For lack of a better term. Those people who are considered middle class or higher, who have a significant savings balance. And when the downturn, okay, let's use this example. The FDIC insures up to $250,000 of your money, so quote unquote, inside the bank, right? That's what they say. All right. So when when the change actually occurs, everybody who has up to $250,000 may or may not have that in digital currency at that point, right? USDC or Circle, okay, Circle is the company. It's simple, just how you spell it, CIRCLE.com or .org, whatever it is. I think it was .com. But anyway, this is the USDC, is the US dollar stable coin. Okay. If for whatever reason, I'm just painting out a possible scenario. If for whatever reason you still have up to $250,000 that was insured by the FDIC in your bank account at the change from fiat to digital, like you wake up and see on the news, look, paper money, you got to bring it into the bank and turn it in. If you don't bring your paper money here, then you don't have it anymore because it's not going to be worth anything. I can see this as a possible scenario that's going to play out. Okay. That's for people hoarding cash. Okay. The people that already have that money in their bank account now switches over to the USDC stable coin, which is supposed to be 1-for-1 with the fiat dollar right now in its current existence. Okay. This is just a scenario I'm painting. Right. This is going to be probably the easiest transition for those of who are in that situation. Meaning that you won't totally lose all of your funds, but if it's more than 250,000, just know that it ain't insured. So if it disappears, it disappears. These bailouts, right? Somebody got to pay for that. But anyhow, so you have that digital dollar in place already. Okay, that's just one scenario I could see occurring. Another scenario that I could see occurring is, these payment platforms such as XLM using actually, let me stop because I'm getting ahead of myself. You have those of who don't have any money are now being issued by the government their UBIs payments. UBI, if you don't know what I'm saying, family, is universal basic income. Okay, universal basic income. I just read the other day, I can't remember the country, they're already doing this in one of these countries already. And I want to say it's somewhere in Southeast Asia, Australia, so it's somewhere over there on that part of the world, the Eastern Hemisphere. Okay. I read so much stuff, man, this stuff just be going through my head too fast. But I do know that they already have in a country somewhere on the Eastern Hemisphere, the UBI system in place. And it's basically a testing ground, pretty much, in my opinion, to see how it's going to function before they start rolling out to the rest of the world. Because you do know in Estonia, in places like Estonia and Sweden, there is no physical cash. They already know there's no fiat currency there.
Right.
So those of who wish to travel over to Europe, you can't come rolling up in there with your paper money because it's not accepted. They don't even accept it. Okay. In other places, they're already using RFID communication for you to just wave your hand at the grocery store and walk out of the store with the basket full of goods. So my point is that in different parts of the world, I'm trying to keep this crypto associated with this financial, because there's all these components are working together. But my point for all of this is that in all these different places across the world are testing grounds before they implement it on a mass level for the entire planet.
Well, I'm just looking here at worldpopulationreview.com. It says notable experiments in universal basic income in the United States. It says United States has hosted nearly a dozen pilot programs in universal basic income. The longest running of these is the Alaska Permanent Fund, which has awarded each of its citizens portions of its state's oil and gas revenues, roughly $1,000 to $2,000 per year since 1982. Several states have tried small-scale basic income programs in the past, including Alaska, North Carolina, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Iowa, and California. The country whose system most closely resembles universal basic income is Norway. Then we're also looking in Finland and Brazil.
I believe it was Finland that I read. It was Finland.
Okay. Yeah.
So, hey, see, family, you saw what Todd just did. Okay. So I'm gonna give you something, right? You know what I'm saying? And I think you guys know where to come from. It says to study to show thyself approved, hold fast to that which is good. And also, you want to always be ready to give an answer for something. And not only that, always go improve what you were told. Okay.
Right.
So the reason why I'm telling you these is these are basic spiritual principles that I use. Okay. The reason why I'm telling you this is don't just take what I say out of my mouth and say, oh, Carlos said it was good, or Crypto King said it was good. Learn Crypto TV. No, I'm not. No, you do what Todd just did. Do exactly what Todd just did and go fact check what I'm telling you. You know what I mean? I'm just not speaking and making this up.
Right.
And my mind, you know what I mean? I think I've been given the ability to be able to process stuff really, really fast.
Yeah.
And create a scenario in my mind that makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
And that's what's been helpful for me through a lot of the journey in my life. You know, and I'm just now getting to the point where I'm realizing that I have this type of mental strength or mental fortitude. Right. You know, so but anyhow, that's the second scenario, the universal basic income, which it's already a digitized system. So all they got to do is just, you know what I mean, allocate the number of USDC stable coins to, you know, that which would be allocated for UBI.
And that was part of the bill that they just passed too. I think it was the help me out here. The Inflation Reduction Act.
Yeah.
Part of that was for the cryptocurrency as well.
Exactly. That's the only part that I've been paying attention to. And that, Todd, I'm not gonna lie to you, I basically remove myself from anything American. The only thing I really keep up over there is the Rays, the Buccaneers, and the Seminoles. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, I'm saying this on you, bro.
No, you're fine, man. You're fine.
And the Lightning.
Because what I keep up with are the Buckeyes. Oh wait.
Oh my gosh. Oh well, we'll see how you guys do against Michigan this year. We'll see.
I don't use that word.
I understand. That's what I said, and I love messing with the Michigan and Ohio State people. I do it back and forward.
Right.
Yeah, so, I'm a heavy college football fan. That's why.
Here's the reason why. You know, I pay attention to that for this reason. As you know, the dollar is very strong right now, even though that there's high inflation. I mean, the dollar here, you know, when I looked at, well, it was 4,600 about a week ago. But right now I say it's down. It's 4,000. 4,581.
If you want to call that down.
Now you see how my mind works. Now you see how my
Yeah.
mind works, right? But that's another topic of if people are struggling in one location and they're earning in a particular currency, if they change their location and continue to earn in that currency and live using another currency, they can 10x their life. But that's a whole nother conversation. But the reason why I keep in touch with that is because, as you know, there are many countries now who are talking about no longer having the dollar as the reserve currency, that they're talking about no longer buying oil using dollars, but they may go to some sort of a cryptocurrency, or they may go to the Chinese currency or what have you. But China is really interesting from the standpoint that they're ahead of the curve in the crypto space in terms of not necessarily legalizing it from one standpoint, but forcing their people to use it as a matter of control. And they've also established police departments or police forces in other countries.
Right.
And so I apologize for this car alarm going off.
It's okay.
Their system of control is slowly creeping across the globe.
Right. Well,
go ahead.
You notice whatever happens in China, it kind of eventually ends up over in the West. And with a lot of things with that, it's because China, in large part, in my opinion, owns America. So, again, the communist socialistic system that they have over there, you have people in America actually running down to the voting booths voting for this. This is all my opinion. Okay, I subscribe to whatever I read and believe in what I just told y'all how my mind works. Okay, so this is just me talking what I believe. And the reason why China, well, let's go back to the point you were saying about the about forcing it on the people and getting away from the dollar as the reserve currency. There's two ways that you can look at that, right? The dollar could eventually turn into the yuan it's the yen and the yuan, whatever goes with Japan and I don't know.
Japan is the yen, yuan is the China.
Okay,
China.
There we go. So I don't know, for some kind of crazy way, this is only speculation, family, only speculation, that this USDC coin, the digital dollar that's was created by Circle, and then you have the one that's already been digitized, begins to work together in some kind of crazy way to kind of flatline the inflation that goes up super high when the financial reset is fully in place. I don't know how that would work, but for whatever reason, I know that with Circle and the partners that they have, you can go right to their website and see who they're partnered with. BlackRock and all of these other large corporations. There's a company that you ever heard of Tencent? Tencent is way more of a beast than BlackRock.
Wow. Okay.
China-based company. Look at you can do a fact check on me right now if you want to. Yeah, I'm just messing. I'm just messing.
Not 50 cent, 10 cent.
Yeah. So I challenge somebody in the chat. If you listening and paying attention, you go do the fact check. Tencent is a company in China, and I think it's the largest company in the entire planet. You know what I'm saying? Wow. So, and BlackRock is right up under them. But anyhow, I don't think that they're going to allow the digital. My point is I don't think that they're going to allow the dollar just to fall. I think they're going to integrate it into a system that's already in place, like what China has already. And it'll be labeled as the dollar, but it'll be the world currency. There will be no more yen. There will be no more peso. There will be no more ruble. There will be no more franc. There will be no more whatever type of currency it is that's out there. There will be no more of that. It's just going to be one. Okay. Again, that's a spiritual component. A lot of people can't see that far into the future, nor do they even want to believe it. But I guarantee you, if it was the dollar, like what everybody already believes is the world is going to stay as the world currency. Because you know the political landscape has to play a role in this finance, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I believe Circle stands a chance to be the premier. This is just my speculation. The premier stablecoin digital currency for the entire planet. Once everything else gets, because we're gonna see a lot of financial crashes, and unfortunately, Colombia could very well fall into that. But the thing I like about South America is because most countries in South America are already setting up their digital, because you mentioned BRICS earlier. These countries that's trying to get away from the world reserve currency, and Brazil is in that.
Yeah. A lot of people don't realize that Brazil is larger than the United States.
I don't know how they, just like they don't believe that it's a lot of any melanated people in there, but hey, you know what I mean? I guess that's the American education system for you. But anyhow, so Brazil has already started working on their CBDC and digital currency platform. They've already in motion, along with Argentina, whose country's fiat system has already crashed. Ask Ace was there. You can go look at one of his videos and see him giving them what, $50, $20 and getting back a stack or whatever.
In Argentina?
Argentine pesos.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And I'm sure it's like that around in Bolivia, Uruguay, Paraguay, wherever. I'm sure it's the same way in those places as well. You know, we just don't hear about it as much. You also have Panama. Look at El Salvador. Salvador that made it this country legal tender, as well as Nigeria. Nigeria's government tried to ban cryptocurrency. You know what the people did? Was using it anyway, and they couldn't stop the commerce.
Yeah,
just using it anyway. Yeah. So I think they was on the Tether. So now you have, here's another gem for you guys, altcoin, Cardano, or ADA is the ticker symbol. Okay, they have a large footprint over in the motherland. Okay, and Charles Hoskinson, the creator of Cardano, who was one of the original founders with Vitalik Buterin and Gavin Wood for Polkadot, and all of them were on Ethereum, and then Gavin Wood created Polkadot, and Charles Hoskinson went and created Cardano, the one I'm speaking about now. He is one of those individuals. I don't know if he liked FaceTime or whatever, but he keeps the community educated about the milestones and each milestone achieved within that particular crypto project. And this was one of the cryptos that were stolen from me, you know, because I had my phone stolen and my Cardano was in a particular wallet, and they were able to access that wallet and move it up out of there. I had about 800 Cardano, and I got in Cardano at like 15 cents. Wow. And Cardano's all-time high is like 221 or 222. You see what I'm saying? So just to tell you, man, a lot of these cryptos I seen early, man. You know, so some of these things don't pop off and be like, yeah, Crypto King told us, we should have listened.
Well, before we go further, and you do consultations with people, correct?
I do.
You do trainings and consultation. How did they get in touch with you to do that?
So you can contact me at CryptoKingCarlos@gmail.com. CryptoKingCarlos@gmail.com. That's going to be the fastest and easiest way for anyone to get in contact with me. And then, you know, once you reach out to me via email, I'll respond. You know, we may exchange numbers, or we may keep communication right on the email. And if so, we'll set up a day and time that works for both of our schedules, because I do still work a little bit until, you know, all of my investment eggs I got in place, you know, get me to the point where I can kick my feet up and just do stuff like this. But anyhow, you know, whatever works on your schedule and mine, and then we'll do a Zoom call. When I do consultations, they usually last about 90 minutes.
Yeah, I put your Gmail.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah. So anybody who want to get in contact with me, you can get in contact with me this way, and then we continue communication that way. But yes, and there is an AR fee for the consultation. I heard one good man off one content creator tell me tailor-made, well, he said to everybody, but tailor-made dreams. You know, he said, if it's not worth your money, it's not worth my time. And I like that.
I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah, it's not worth your money, it's not worth my time. So, you know, and as you can see, I've given people several mountains of information here, and I'm doing this off of the strength of Todd because I like Todd. You know, whether y'all believe it or not, Todd is very inspirational, and you guys need to go check out his IG page. I mean, his Instagram page. He's at least 3 times a week he's dropping some type of knowledge on you and I'm talking about stuff that you can use right now. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, you know, he has his motivational exercises that he's doing. So that you who are in his age bracket of generation, you know what I mean? You seeing a guy who's actually putting forth effort into making sure that he's around to be able to sustain, continue building on the generational wealth mountain that he's creating for his family and those of whom thereafter. So if you go to his IG page and check him out, then you may find some form of motivation and inspiration just through that. Oh, I ghost watch your page. Now, I might not like all you. I just might not hit the like button because I come from the era where social media wasn't, you know.
Yeah, I got you.
We didn't use social media, but I always watch and I see what you're doing. So you know,
appreciate it, man.
Definitely. So don't think there are no eyes on you.
I appreciate that, man, because it was, you know, some days I do it. I'm like, man. The other day I did 100 burpees and I did 1,500 jumps on the jump rope, and I'm like, I was just wore out, man.
Hey, man, listen. It's not easy. It's not easy when you're between 45 and 55 to be able to maintain consistent exercise, man. It's not easy.
This is true. I'm a little older than that, but that's I get it. Yeah, I get it. I'll be 60 this year, man.
What?
I'll be 60 this year.
Nah, I don't believe you, man.
I'll show you ID after the show, man. I'll show you some.
Okay, 60, Todd. Really?
60. Yep.
So you were born in 62?
Yeah.
Wow. You look amazing, brother.
Thank you, man.
I'm not even gonna lie to you, man. Like I look at you and I say, look at this guy right here, man. You motivating all these VA hoes out here, man. Yeah, I'm just messing with you, man.
No, man, it's a blessing, man. Because I tell you, I tell people a lot. I say moving to Colombia kind of saved my life, and you know, I wasn't eating correctly, I wasn't exercising, wasn't getting out in the nature, wasn't getting out there, you know, into the fresh air. Coming here, you know, the culture. You know, it's not this Frankenstein food. A lot of it is just real food, man. Real cooking, real food. You walk everywhere. In Bogota, you're at altitude, so it's like, you know, it's
the highest in the world.
Yeah, first couple of days I was here, I was like, what is going? Am I having a heart attack? What is going on? But you know, I was able to lose 30, 40 pounds, and trying to lose about another 20. And I'm also reinventing myself in terms of how it's interesting, because the Almighty brings people in your space because he's trying to teach you lessons and trying to give you information. And so when I ran into your cousin Chad, you know, we chopped it up, and he told me about you, and I knew you were real busy and everything. And then, you know, Chad was here, spent his birthday with him, and then he's traveling. And then Kings and Dreams had a program, and we were on there. I was like, okay, so it's meant for us to talk, because you got some information for me. I got a phone call last week from a friend of mine in London, and actually it was on the last day of September. He said, watch out for October 1st, because this is what's going on. And he sent me the ISO information, sent me all the stuff, sent me the information saying that Pakistan said that they're no longer going to use the dollar, and all these different things. And I'm like, I need to call the Los.
See, yeah. And what he explained in family has already taken place. These countries don't have the dollar as the world currency, whether you know. That's why you see a super inflated dollar. Excuse me, I ain't gonna say it. I'll say a more powerful dollar in other parts of the world, because now these other countries are more reliant upon the dollar. And you know, it's a little like smoke and the mirrors, damage control a little bit. you're gonna continue to see that interest rate in America, especially continue to creep higher and higher and higher until they get to the point to where they have to make that digital move. That's what's gonna occur or play out in my mind. But these countries that he's speaking about, India, China, South Africa, Brazil, Russia, that's BRICS. Okay, I'm gonna say that again because that's an acronym for you guys. BRICS, BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. Okay, and all of these countries have natural resources within their borders that are capable of crippling the entire economy. So the world's economy. So what these 5 countries are doing is creating an economic system amongst themselves, so to speak, along with those rogue countries in what they call, quote unquote, the Middle East. I never understood that one because I'm trying to still find out where the middle south at, where the middle north at, and where the middle west at. I'm still trying to find that out. The reason why I'm telling you this is just to give you a little history lesson, family. I know we off topic just a bit, but the Suez Canal, okay, the Suez Canal was built. They created that to separate Africa from that entire mainland over there.
It was created 1868.
The Suez Canal. Look it up.
That was the last year of slavery in the United States. That's when the Suez Canal opened.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Coincidence, huh? Imagine that.
Well, here's something interesting, Los. I'm gonna hit you with this too because it's all in line with what we're talking about. And this came off of Twitter, and I'm trying to figure out what news organization, but it says bank holidays in October 2022. Banks to remain closed for 20 days. This is one of the articles I see that it was Nicolo3, Nikola3 on Twitter. And just India to shut down banks for 20 days. But this is not new because this also took place in Cyprus, where they closed the banks and people couldn't get certain amounts of money out of the ATM. They could only get certain amounts, which was kind of interesting. And this could be coming to a bank near you, you know?
No, it will be coming to a bank near you. You know
Albert,
what I mean?
Albert Smith said, "What up?
What's going on, Mr. Smith? Thank you for coming into the show." But yeah, that's going to happen. It's going to occur. You know, a lot of these stuff that they've been putting in place. That's why I mentioned the FDIC federally insured up to $250,000 in your bank account. That's all you're gonna have access to if you fall into that category. You know, because they're gonna limit the amount of transactions. Can you imagine the uprising that'll be in the currency in America if they when they do that? Man, that's something crazy to think about. But anyway, not to somber the mood, but family, listen, okay? I'm just kicking it to you real, man. There's going to be a lot of uncomfortable situations people are going to be in over the next 2, 3, 4 years, okay? And what Todd is bringing to you on his platform is the beginning of this thing happening. So what we're trying to do together is to give you the information that can soften the blow, right? You understand what I'm saying? So like when a boxer put a mouthpiece in his mouth and he get hit in the mouth, you know what I mean? In his mouthpiece, he don't get his teeth knocked out. Why? Because that mouthpiece there is to soften the blow. That's what we trying to do here with this information. And financially, it's going over that. The reason why he invited me here is because crypto is a real thing. Yeah. It's not going anywhere. No matter how much you try to fight it, no matter how much you try to unrationalize or try to say, oh, it's because there's about 60-70% of our people, oh, crypto scam. Oh, Todd, you was around. You old enough. 1995. You remember? You remember the same pun stuff was going on when they was talking about the internet. Now, if a person don't have access to the internet, they'll die. Right. And I'm talking about literally people are jumping out there. They would jump out the 13th floor building, you know, because they can't access something digitally. Right. So here you have a second go around. Okay, because in 1995, they introduced technology that was already in place years ago. They just introduced it to the mass public. You think that they did not have all this digitized money? How many of you people in the chat are walking around with physical money in your pocket right now?
Right.
You're already in a digital system.
You know, that's interesting you say that, because in the US, people debit card, right? And now Amazon has, I think it was Amazon or one of the places that have, where all you got to do is use your right palm, scan your right palm, and you know it takes out your bank account. But what's interesting here, Los, is that they use cash a lot of times, and they want exact change. But I think this is starting to move away from that as well, especially even here. You know, Albert Smith, he said, that's why I'm moving to Colombia. He also said, crypto money is what bought my apartment in Cartagena.
Hey, man, that's what I'm talking about, man. Use that Ethereum and use that all those other transactions. Keep your Bitcoin.
So he said Theta was 60 cents, went to 15.
So he's talking about YouTube 3.0, Web 3.0, YouTube 3.0. Hey, listen, I saved my programs that I dropped so I can upload them to the Theta's platform. I already got an account. They got Audius too. Audius, that's the music platform. Spotify, well, Audius is the decentralized crypto version of that. Okay. Anyway, you know, this is just a couple other gems, but yeah, Theta is definitely a good project.
Albert said now it's back to, well, if you bought it at 15, it's back at 1. That wasn't a good, wasn't a good deal.
You know, well, yeah, for him. I hope he didn't buy that 15.
No, he said it was 60 cents and went to 15. Now it's back at 1. He said the bull run will return.
Hey, Albert, keep accumulating. You're not doing. And then here's the thing, Theta, I believe, has a limited supply of tokens. Maybe let me look that up real quick, because I don't want to tell nobody no lie. But there's some cryptos, because one of my upcoming programs is going to be featuring what we're talking about now: XLM, XRP, and XDC. I'm going to definitely do another program, you know, in a little bit more depth, explaining and trying to show how it all works and tying it together, right? And then another program is going to be those cryptos for the Web 3.0. Because you know that the Internet of Things, Web 3.0, this is for you, family. If you don't take anything else away from this program about investing into cryptocurrency or the cryptocurrency projects, Web 3.0, artificial intelligence, or simply AI, Internet of Things, or IoT, and infrastructure software for crypto, and yeah, and some decentralized platforms for NFTs, because the metaverse and the NFT is a real thing. You think they created the metaverse for nothing? You talking about Elon Musk and created a whole company, Neuralink, to be able to add a chip to somebody's brain who gonna go do it. Where you think they're gonna be at to upload their conscience to the metaverse?
Yeah.
Okay, so all these things, they play a part in what we going into in the future. Okay, they play a part. But these 5 sectors that I just gave to you, this is where you want to put your cryptocurrency investments. You cannot lose with AI or Internet of Things, because everything is already there. Okay.
So we got somebody, let's say they don't have 5,000, 1,000. Let's say they don't even, let's say they have $400 to $500. Can they get in the game?
Put it all on one crypto.
Now, you know that goes against what we were told, that you don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Well, so let's just, okay. All right. So, because you got a little more wisdom than I do with that. See, me personally.
No. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that we may run up against that mindset that says, don't put all my eggs in one basket. Because right. I'm gonna tell you this way. I mean, I've always said this: all men and women are created equal until they leave the hospital, because then we ain't all equal, right?
That's facts,
right? because we go to different environments, and our worldview is shaped by people that we were raised by, right? And so as we grow older, we're very reluctant sometimes to leave that old training behind. And some of that old programming that we had is the thing that keeps us impoverished.
Yeah.
So if you're telling me from your experience, you know what, if you got $500, let it, find a crypto, maybe from one of these 5 formats that you talked about, buy it cheap. And is there a way that you can buy some of these things where you can actually generate some monthly income?
Yes. All right. So he family. So he asked 3 different questions there. I'm gonna answer them. I'm gonna ask. Yeah, my mind catch all of them. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, man. People think I don't be paying attention, but I really do. I'm not talking about you. I'm just talking about people.
Right.
But anyhow, so if you have $500, family, there's 2 ways you can invest that $500 safely. Okay. I've always told people to, if they're going to invest into crypto and you're a beginner, look at those top cryptos by market cap, basically Bitcoin and Ethereum, because those are going to be the most safest cryptos that you can invest in. They've been around the longest. Why? Bitcoin is the standard. Bitcoin is where it all started. That one's probably going to always sit there unless Ethereum is able to overtake it in market cap size. But that has we still have time to see if that occurs. Ethereum is because all of the other altcoins are pretty much 80% to 80 to 90% of all of the other altcoins are built on the Ethereum platform. So Ethereum is needed, until somebody comes along like Solana or what's the other one, Cosmos, or it's a couple of them out there who are competing with Ethereum for that platform. If they can overtake it, then it's possible, but in my opinion, it's unlikely. Mm-hmm. So that's why I would say put $250 into one of those 2, Bitcoin or Ethereum. Okay, then you take that other $250 and you subscribe to Learn Crypto TV. All right, and then you listen to these altcoin picks I give to you. And then you research the one that you found to be the most interesting to you based off of what my suggestions are, and then put that $250 on one of those altcoins. Okay. Right now, I'm telling people Polygon. I'm telling people VeChain. I'm telling people Audius. I'm telling people Theta. I'm telling people Digibyte. And I'm doing this based off of the person too, because some people's minds don't see as far as others. Right. So for a person who can see, I can see Audius working as a good cryptocurrency for the music industry. Why? Because Audius removes, again, Capitol Records out the way. It moves all of those producers who haven't been paid first out of the way. All of the third-party middlemen entities within the music industry moves it out of the way. You just have the artist and you have the distributor, which is Audius. He is allowed to upload his work to the platform, and he can get paid in Audius tokens based off of, the spins that person gets. Right. A decentralized music platform. Bye-bye Spotify. Bye-bye all these other these streaming apps that y'all pay for and download. Well, I do too. I buy Spotify because I'm in Colombia. It's cheap. It's only cost me 11,000 pesos a month. So,
hey, don't give me stuff, man. Hey, man, listen. The more information we give about what it's like living down here, a lot more people come down here and they'll just mess up the game, man. They'll overpay for stuff, right?
Hey, listen. But hold on. They coming to where we at though. They come here. They don't want to come here.
Come down here and just mess up the whole game, man. So Albert Smith said day trading on KuCoin and staking will increase your monthly income. So explain what he's talking about, if you don't mind.
Now, that was your third question in all of what you was asking. Yeah. So I was going to that next. So basically on these exchanges, you can they have tabs to where you can earn. They'll tell you earn passive income. And basically you have the staking. Staking is a way of locking up a portion of your tokens or coins for 7 days, 1 month, 3 months, a year, or what do they say? Indefinite. and then you can earn an APR, annual percentage return, or APY, annual percentage yield, at a certain percentage based off of that particular crypto. So for an example, Cardano, within the Exodus cold storage wallet. This is a wallet that you can, it's a software. I would recommend downloading the software to your computer and store. And if you're going to use that as storage, you can use it on, and you own the private keys, which makes it and this is free. You can go download it from the App Store right now on your phone, but I wouldn't suggest that. I would just do it download the software to my computer on my desktop and do it there. It's more safe. And you have access to the private keys. Remember, not your keys, not your crypto. All right. So in Exodus, there are several cryptos that you can actually lock up. You mentioned one earlier, Algorand. You can lock up your Algorand, and you can continuously add to it and lock it up for however long you want to. And it takes 21 days to unlock it. But Algorand, you can earn up to, I think, 8% or 6% just by staking your Algorand in that wallet. Cardano,
now, when you say 8%, are you talking about during that time period, or 8% annual?
Annual.
8% annual. Okay.
Yeah. Everything is 8%.
If you say 8% in like 21 days, people are like, what?
Nah. Yeah. But they do have cryptos that you can earn that type of interest in a set amount of time frame. Polkadot. It's a couple of them. I don't want to lie out to the people. Right, so, you know, but anyway, I know Polkadot does it. So, because within their particular, they have their own wallet. You can lock it up for 28 days and earn like 12%. You know, it's crazy.
So when you stake and you earn interest or whatever, they pay you in the currency, or do they pay you in fiat?
They pay you back in that token that you're staking.
Okay. And then if you want to use this as passive income, then you have to convert that to whatever fiat currency.
And the easiest platform to do that on right now is crypto.com.
Okay.
Crypto and Gemini. Gemini is a US-based exchange. Crypto.com is a US-based exchange. I don't like Coinbase, but Coinbase is also a US-based exchange you can do this on. Yeah, I got a serious problem with Coinbase. But, I won't discuss that on the program.
Yeah, we don't need to go into that. So DJ Strap said expert gets the XPRT gets 35%.
Anything over 20%, you taking a chance, buddy. It might be a Ponzi scheme.
All right. So going back, DJ Strap said, too late when I said don't give out the information. He says too late. Albert Smith said facts. Dudes been coming out here messing everything up.
Hey, man, they can't penetrate our circle, so
yeah.
They ain't even paying attention to what we got going on. Hey.
Well, I'm just gonna tell people this. If you are planning, and this is really anywhere, if you're planning to go to another country, always try to connect with some people that can give you the science, give you the where to go, where not to go. Right. I have some friends that came. They came from Texas, and they came down and they came to Cartagena. Loved Cartagena. Then they just basically traveled up the coast to Senegal. They came back to Cartagena and they're headed to Mexico next, and they've loved it. I tell you, the time that they've spent here, and they were talking about the metaverse. And they put their business in the metaverse, and they're doing extremely well. So a lot of things that we're talking about here on Infinite Growth TV and talking with Learn Crypto, Carlos, we're telling you guys this information because we want to build a community of like-minded people and have everybody prosper. We don't want to be the only ones living on a mountain somewhere and we don't have a community of people around us. I mean, we could, but we don't want to.
You're right. Hey, it also says in the good book, basic instructions before leaving Earth, flee to the mountains. But he was talking to specifically a certain amount of people, but I'm taking it at the same time. Hey, I'm going to do the same thing so I find a mountain. Happy to be the Andes where I'm at. So.
Yeah, we're in the Andes. I mean, we're a mile higher than Denver.
So take that for what it's worth, people.
Yeah.
Hey. But
Albert Smith again. Do you all know anything about the digital nomad visa?
Yeah, so basically, it's a visa that allow you to be able to live in Colombia for 2 years. For 2 years you'll be able to live here. You have to be able to show that it says $684, but so it's just basically $700 a month. So if you can show that you make that's basically double the salary of an average Colombian. You know what I mean? So if you can show that you improve that you can make that, your job is going to have to be able to prove that via paperwork, and that's going to have to be apostilled, meaning certified by an entity in America stating that, you know, the information on the document is true and correct. Yeah. And then, you know, there's a couple other pieces that you have to show: a valid passport, you haven't been in any trouble, you know, and stuff like that. And then you'll be able to get that digital nomad visa, and that's October 22nd. That's the first time you can apply.
It also has to be translated into Spanish, correct?
Yeah, that too. Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. So, but I'm gonna tell you guys this. It's expensive for people from other countries to get a visa to the U.S., right? A residential visa. It's expensive. It wasn't that expensive to do that same process to come here. It wasn't at all.
Not even close.
In Colombia, a lot of people hear a lot of bad things about Colombia. They say a lot of bad things about Colombia. But I will just say this: people put out propaganda for a reason, right? And a lot of people mention a person that I'm not going to mention the person's name, but they always mention this person, and the person was in the Medellin. That person's been gone for well over 20 years. I mean, dead and gone. So, and I won't mention, because a lot of people here, they don't like the stigma of having that type of that person mentioned all the time. But you know, if it's not here, it could be Thailand. There's what's the brother's name that flight to
Richie
Thailand?
Mack, Zoom to Thailand. Richie Mack, Zoom to Thailand.
Richie Mack, Zoom to Thailand. Channel is incredible, man. His channel is incredible. Good information there too. Or like I said, follow Ace. Follow Ace live. He'll drop knowledge on you, man.
Hey, it gets no better than Ace, man. Ace at the top of the mountain, man. He's at the top of the mountain. So yeah, we all trying to get there and hang on his heels.
Right, exactly. So here's the thing, and you know, I know that we're giving up a lot of information, a lot of science here you dropping, man. The advantage of buying, staking crypto as a way of growing wealth and living abroad. Talk to me about that. What has been your experience? How has been your experience in doing that very thing?
Well, I'm a long-term hodler. So when I buy cryptos, I invest in those projects that I'm going to be sitting on for a minimum of 3 to 5 years. Okay. That's how I invest. And I use the investment strategy DCA, dollar cost average.
Okay. This
is the reason why I still work for someone. And then I'm a contractor for two other entities. All right. So a percentage of the money that I make there goes into my DCA strategy for these cryptos that I invest in. And the cryptos that I invest in, I like those sectors that I just named to you 5-10 minutes ago, is what I want to earn my passive income on, because I know that they're going to be around for the long term, which means I'm going to be able to make passive income for the long term. Simply, if a person doesn't want to get that technical, you can open up an account with crypto.com, right? And then you can invest a dollar cost average there, put a large lump sum on whatever cryptos you want to invest in there that they have on their platform. And then once you've reached the number in your mind that you want to be able to move to the stable coin within that application, you can earn 10% on your stable coins. So basically, here's my number. When I have $250,000 worth of crypto, I'm going to take that $250,000 and stake it on crypto.com as a USDC stable coin, circle what I was talking about earlier. And then I'll be able to make 10% off of my staking amount. How much is 10% of $250,000? $2,500. or 20 or whatever. And that's how much money that I'll be making per month in crypto.com wallet. That's a method that's easy. Some people sitting on that kind of crypto money now and probably don't even know about staking in crypto.com and earning that 10%, you know, on staking. And they do theirs by 3 months at a time. So after 3 months, you know, you can move it. And right now, at this point in time, you can turn it into fiat. And I got a program. I showed you how I used a debit card up on the Montserrat Mountain to buy something up there using my crypto. So but crypto, that's why I like the utility of crypto.com. And people, if you don't know the CRO token, the CRO token, a lot of people was investing in that before the market took a downturn for the bear market. You know, CRO had become popular. This is this is the platform I'm talking about. The crypto.com arena in LA. You see the Philadelphia 76ers with it on their jersey, crypto.com.
Gotcha.
Man, I'm telling you, these people, they got a whole ecosystem in place. Right. And if you're not following and paying attention, you're gonna lose out. Guess what? It ain't gonna be me, because in 1995 I was 15. So I'm not missing this one. No way in the world. You know, nowhere in the world. So, but anyhow.
So Albert Smith said, explain the DCA strategy, if you don't mind.
The dollar cost average strategy is simply, I have $50 every pay period to invest in something. You pick a project or two and you just recurring buy. I do that in CashApp right now with Bitcoin, because those of whom are in America and you have a CashApp account, you can buy Bitcoin on CashApp. This is the absolute easiest way to obtain Bitcoin, okay, via CashApp. And you can set it for recurring buy daily, weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. They have 4 different ways. And based off of your budget, you set an amount, and that's what it does on one of those 4 options. And that's your dollar cost average strategy. Okay.
Right.
So, yeah, man, y'all keep throwing them questions at me in the chat. I know some of y'all out there ghost listening, trying to see if Carlos know what he's talking about. You know what I mean? Listen, man, I don't care. Throw them at me, and I'm talking about do this too. If, you know, do that. You know, keep my mind going.
So Albert Smith, 25K per. He said 25K per year. You said it was a month. So
well, they do it 3 months at a time. So you got to break it down in that way. 10%. Okay. Either way, just know that if you have 250,000 staked, you getting 10% in a 3. You can get up to it's 10% in the 3 month period. Okay, that's what it is. That's what it is. 10% in the 3 month period.
Okay, and I mean, you're doing that, and again, combining that with the expat life. If you're doing that and you're receiving that kind of income, you're living quite well. You're living quite well. Again, depending upon the fiat currency that you converted to and that you're using, you're living quite well. You're living quite well. And I think you go to Bali, you can live tax-free.
Because Bali, there's
Georgia,
Malta.
Yeah, I think Georgia too.
Yeah, and El Salvador, because they have Bitcoin Beach, this whole community. All of these are havens that you could go and actually live. I think at El Salvador, you got to show that you own 2 Bitcoin, though. If you own 2 Bitcoin, no, you don't get taxed on your crypto investments. But yeah, there are crypto-friendly countries. Wow. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Bitcoin is, okay.
Check out for a video coming soon from El Salvador, Bitcoin Beach. You know,
you going there?
I got to go there. It only goes with my channel. I have to go there. And plus, not only that, they have a Bitcoin conference coming up there too as well. And I'm trying to see if I'll be able to, work that out so I can get there too.
Okay. DJ Straps says, what do you know about NFTs, family?
Man, listen, man, let me tell you. I got NFL all day, NBA Top Shot, UFC Strike. Matter of fact, just let me open up one right here. You know what I mean? I'm not even a comic book collector. My brother was a comic book collector. I have a brother that's a doctor for the Baltimore Ravens. Okay. So he used to collect comic books when we was a little boy. Meanwhile, I was collecting football cards. Here's the reason why I said NBA Top Shot, NFL all day. All of these are NFT platforms. But this one right here is the one that I'm most excited about. And I give everybody this gem too. OMI, or the Ecomi project. Ecomi, ECOMI, ticker symbol OMI. Okay, that is the token. They have a project that's called VV, VEVE. I'm going to show you guys right now. You know what I'm saying? If you don't really believe in NFTs like that, I understand. I get it. You know what I'm saying? However, that don't mean they're not going nowhere. And NFTs are going to be for the metaverse again. You know, so I own. This is what I own in on this application. I don't know if you guys can see that very well. You know, but I own 83 comic books.
Okay.
And 2 collectibles. One of them is a secret rare collectible, which is going to be, oh man. And some of these comic books are going for $2,000, $3,000, $10,000 right now.
Wow. Okay.
So, and this is in most of it's only 2.5 million users on this application for the world. For the world. I own 83 digital comic books and 2 other collectibles. Y'all gotta buy it from me if you want it.
Gotcha.
And it's all because I got in early.
Right.
But the reason why, oh yeah, other NFTs, because I'm into digital real estate now. Okay. I own digital real estate on 2 and pretty soon 3 different platforms. Mm-hmm. Okay. And if you guys didn't know, you can actually go and buy real estate right now with cryptocurrency or use the blockchain technology to execute the contracts, the smart contracts. A company like Realty, REAL capital T, and Propy, PORPY. These companies, real estate companies, are already doing real estate transactions via the blockchain and crypto, removing the realtor out of the way, removing that broker out, all these people that you got to pay when you're doing closing of your real estate purchase. All them people get moved out of the way now that you got smart blockchain technology via smart contracts. Mm-hmm. See, people got to realize what's going on here. And then on a platform like Upland, it looks cartoony and all this, but Upland is based off of a real property address. So like right now, if I knew your property address in the metaverse for Upland and Earth 2, I can go buy your property right now, own it right now. And guess who? If you want to buy it again in digital, you got to buy it from me, people. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying?
So Albert, what's the app called?
You got Upland and you got Earth 2. Mm-hmm. Those are the ones that I use right now. The third one I'm vetting, so I'm not going to put that out there right now because I'm vetting it. All right, but Upland, and these are 2 that I actually own. I own from 63 and 13 all the way down to the Gallerias and all that. I own all that in the metaverse on Earth 2. That's what I'm telling you because I know you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I own some real estate in the metaverse too.
There it is. You know, you want to beat me to the botanical gardens? Because I seen you did a video to the botanical gardens before too.
Yeah, you are ghost watching me, man.
Hey man, I ghost watch everybody, man. Because I don't say nothing don't mean I don't watch.
Got you. Kings and Dreams said he's tapped in. What's up, brother? How you doing?
Kings and Dreams, that's my guy. You know what I mean? Yes, man.
Sir. Yes, sir. All right, so 500, we can get in. We can start off. But when you say
Bitcoin or Ethereum and one of the other altcoins, if you're going to do 2 or just put it all on one of Bitcoin or Ethereum.
Could they do what we talked about earlier, XRP?
Yeah, XRP. Okay, yeah, that's an altcoin. That's right now is considered an altcoin, XRP. So if you have $500, XRP, XLM, XDC, you're going to get the most bang for your buck with as far as on average, your return, your ROI is going to be with XDC because it's at 2 cents.
And these are closely aligned with the financial reset that we were talking about very earlier on. And so that's why I kind of wanted to kind of focus on these 3. I've never heard of IOTA, but you can explain that to me in a minute. But when we talk, I want to be able to buy this XDC, and I want to do that relatively quickly. But I also know XRP is coming out with an NFT platform as well, where they don't charge gas fees.
That's one of the things about XRP, and that the transaction speeds and the transaction fee. This is why XLM, the second one, is very prominent. See, in XLM, let me pull up my notes and make sure I'm telling you guys the right thing. XLM is a peer-to-peer exchange platform, right? So that means if Todd and I,
that's like Napster.
Exactly. So for an example, you guys hit up Todd for a consultation, right? Todd wants to be paid in crypto. Todd says he accepts XLM. You don't have XLM, right? But what you can do is you can take whatever cryptocurrency that you have, because XLM you can find pretty much in every wallet. That's another reason why you want to look at XLM, because you can get it anywhere. BlockFi, blockchain.com, all of the exchanges that I told you earlier, you could pretty much get XLM anywhere. All right. And it's 11 cents right now. So, but the transaction speed, meaning the time from which it leaves my wallet for the consultation to pay Todd, is super fast. And I'm paying less than a penny in the transaction gas fees. Less than a penny, people. Okay. This is why it's a community-owned network. We can say that. That's why it's peer-to-peer. And these transactions, you know what I mean? Like you want to get your grass cut. You pay the person in XLM, your grass cut. You don't have to deal with going through the bank and doing none of that stuff. You know, I have no bank account attached because it's already in whatever open source wallet that you use. I mean, cold wallet that you're using.
Yeah.
So that's XLM. I'm just giving a brief overview of XLM. And then XDC is the the platform that's going to be used to execute contracts, titles, deeds, etc. That's what XDC is going to be used for. XLM is going to be backed by silver and XDC by copper.
This is why I kind of wanted to talk. I mean, getting back to what we're talking about, the financial reset, and I kind of want to use this to explain something here too. We live in a world of commerce. That everything from the time we were born to the time we no longer are in this existence, we are the golden goose. We are the golden geese that lay the golden eggs. That we are the things of value. What we do either solidifies the power of an elite person or a king, or it destroys them. We are what's valuable. And so everything we do is in commerce. Contracts, you mentioned contracts. Everything we do is in commerce. Every business that you know is a fictitious entity. Walmart is a fictitious entity. Even the definition of United States, if you look it up, is a federal corporation. So we live and we operate in a world of commerce. Anytime that we have to buy a license, anytime that we have to use some sort of an ID to purchase something, all of that is relative to commerce. So since we are moving to a digital age, it only makes sense, in my view, that we structure ourselves in commerce using these coins or this method of payment that you're talking about. Even if you're talking about buying and selling goods, services, and land, this only makes sense. But we have to become versed in this, and that's why I'm so appreciative of knowing you and listening to everything that you're saying. Kings and Dreams, he said 11 cents. You can't beat that price. Well, you can't beat 2 cents.
and you can't beat 50 cents for what XRP bringing to the table. So combined, you less than $1 on 3 cryptos. If you wanted to invest and get just one coin, it would be kind of crazy. But,
so let me ask you this: if we're dealing with these exchanges, I'm sure, how do they make their money?
So the exchanges make their money based off of the processing fees. So so say for an example, your money is supposed to buy you 10 tokens, but you may only receive 8.5. Well, that 8.5, the 8.5 to the 10, that missing component is the exchange's profit.
Okay. So even though so if we're looking at something that's 11 cents, theoretically, we're paying more than that because we're paying transaction fees.
Pretty much.
So in your view, which exchange has the least amount of transaction? Well, we just mentioned, you said XRP has low transaction fees.
Man, see, these are the toughest questions for me. What exchange for what particular person to use? Because I'm looking at it from a different perspective by me living outside the country. I got access to several different exchanges. So I got my pick of the litter on if I want to, you know what I mean? What's going to work best for me and what I want to do. But anyhow, since I know that a large bulk of the audience is an American audience, the reason why you want to have multiple exchanges that you can access is because of the question that Todd just asked. You're going to have to figure out, because not like on Coinbase, if you got a Coinbase account, Coinbase has XLM, but they don't have XDC or XRP. I'm sure Coinbase will have XRP once the lawsuit is settled and is complete. Then XRP will be available again on Coinbase. But right now you can't get XDC on that. So, but you can get XLM super easy. And matter of fact, if you got an account, you can go there and earn some free XLM right now. You know what I mean? Just open up an account, go to the learning section, and then they have these little videos that you watch, and then you answer the little quiz at the end, and then they'll give you a certain amount of XLM for free. Wow. So, you know, yeah, and they got that with a couple of different cryptos on Coinbase. That's how I got my first XLM, was for free, until I realized what I was buying, you know, and then I started getting more. Now I got it staked in 2 different wallets, my XLM. Okay. Yeah, so, you know, I'm just earning that. Like right now I'm earning XLM and I don't do nothing. Sir.
That's what's up.
But that's the power of staking. Right. But so to answer the question is, you want to have access to multiple exchanges, and you want to basically shop to see what's going to be the best price, because there's no real method for me to be able to say, no, use this exchange, because you may not have KYC at this exchange at that particular moment. Right. You may still have to get that. Sometimes takes 24 to 48 hours to get approved. Right. And what if the price shoots from 11 cents to 20 cents? Then you miss that 100% gain right there, or 90% gain. You know.
So you have to have the keys in each of your exchanges, or you have to have the password for each exchange that you operate in.
The centralized exchanges is going to be 2-factor authentication, username, password. Just know that your crypto isn't really your crypto. Because for an example, something happens, the site get hacked. Well, or better example, I have Celsius. Celsius is a wallet that was a centralized exchange. When the market tanked, they tanked. Now and unfortunately, I moved basically all my crypto off of there, you know, because I found a better place to store it. But I still have about 30 of the Celsius token, the native token, which, you know, at the highest point, I think it was about maybe $200 or so or something that I had on that token alone at its highest point. And I can't access it right now because they're going through a bankruptcy situation. Mm. See, this is why leaving your coins or tokens on a centralized exchange can be detrimental. So exchanges that been around for a long time, like Binance, Kraken, Gate.io, KuCoin, their fortress is fortified. I'm sure that there's multiple attacks that they have to deal with on a daily basis. You know what I mean? Because of a large amount of people that they have as customers, but they have solid security. So those are good centralized crypto exchanges.
So we go on KuCoin tomorrow, we buy it, then we could take it and put it into a cold storage wallet.
Yeah, you can move it off of there and put it in the cold storage wallet. And Exodus is a place where you can store your XRP, XLM. And you can store all of them in Exodus, actually. Every last one of them. And that's a cold storage wallet.
Exodus, can you spell it?
XDC. excuse me, EXODUS. You get, matter of fact, if you have your phone,
like the Bible.
if you got your phone in front of you, just go to the App Store and look it up. You'll see it.
Okay.
The Exodus crypto wallet. And but I recommend downloading the software client onto your desktop or laptop and dealing with your wallet that way, and not on your phone, because if your phone is stolen, the person, all they have to do, if they're smart enough, is just click on the app and go inside your wallet and start moving stuff around. And there's no authentication that has to take place. They just need to add some Ethereum there. And that's it. Because, that's the other thing I leave out. And you can do swaps within the wallet. So if you say, for an example, you bought a project like ONT or Ontology. Okay, this is another, futuristic crypto, and you say, okay, well, I want Polkadot now. You can swap your ONT inside the wallet for Polkadot, but you have to have some Ethereum inside your wallet to make that swap.
Okay.
And you have to do a certain amount. It has to be, for an example, 100 ONT. You have to be able to swap out. If it's less than that, you won't be able to do it. Gotcha. That's just an example. Gotcha. But for XDC, XLM, and XRP, the Exodus cold storage wallet, I highly recommend that if these are some cryptos that you certainly are going to invest in after you do your own research on top of what I've given you today.
Okay.
Because I still always recommend people still go and read on their own.
So one of the things that is very impressive is, again, the knowledge that you have, and that a lot of people who've been in this crypto world for a long time, it's intimidating to someone that's brand new to it, that wants to learn, but then they'll listen to someone like yourself who's knowledgeable about a lot of these different things, and then they're like, okay, well, it's too difficult for me to learn. And you laugh because you've probably heard this before, right?
Yeah. I mean, those people, that's the person that is not worth my money. I mean, not worth your time. Not worth your money, not worth my time. That's that person. You know what I'm saying? Because think about it, right? Everybody wanted to, I'm going to say 8 out of 10 people graduated from high school. Did they just give you the diploma? All right. So you got another 5 out of 10 people graduated from college. Did they just give you that degree? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You got a job and you've been on your job for 20, 30 years. Did they just give you the job without having to go through an interview or some type of rigorous training to be able to show that you can perform the job? Well, what's the difference in you sitting down and taking time to learn something that is going to be able to potentially change your financial future? Mm-hmm. What's the difference? Mm-hmm. That's why I laugh at that.
Yeah. Ilmatic Gaming said, third definition of commerce is sexual intercourse, the original contract and trade between a man and a woman. Well,
I understand what he's saying.
I understand that. So that is marriage is a contract.
And who knows? Hey, for these days it might end up in the metaverse on a smart contract. You see what Tom Brady getting ready to go through. You know what I mean? So those people with that type of money and assets, you know what I mean? They're gonna be dealing with digital smart contracts. As a matter of fact, Tom Brady actually has a crypto company for NFTs he's dealing with, man.
That's
awesome.
Shoot. Yeah. Not awesome that he's going through through what he's going through, but it's awesome that he has the contract. But
that's called Autograph. That's the name of the company, Autograph.
And when we talk about contracts, say bring that talk to my channel. That's Kings and Dreams wants to bring that talk to my channel.
He's talking about the last comment. Hey, appreciate that, Kings and Dreams.
Yeah. So the ketubah is a contract, right? That when people in certain faiths, that when people are going to be getting married, one of the things that they do at the ceremony is that they sign the contract. They sign what's called the ketubah, or the marriage contract, which says that the man makes vows, the woman makes vows, and they sign it in front of everybody, and they present the contract. Then that's the contract. But what's interesting is that if people don't have a ketubah, or if people don't have a prenuptial, the state will have one for you. That if you do get a divorce, then the state implements their marriage contract that you have to abide by, and it's called, civil court. He said, "Kings of Dreams, Gazelle isn't going anywhere."
Well, yeah, she might not be going nowhere because who gonna want to fill Tom Brady shoes? The simp.
Yeah, that's Kings and Dreams right there, man.
That's the plug. Hey, shout out to Kings and Dreams. Those of y'all in the chat, man, that is my guy, man. You know what I mean? So go to his channel. He has interesting topics on all of his videos. Sometimes he don't ever see me in his channel either. I could be ghost watching everybody's channel, man. I know what be going on everybody's platform, but Kings and Dreams is gonna give it to you straight like it is. He's a person that walks down the middle. You know what I mean? He don't take sides. He's great at that. You know what I mean? He makes sure that both people see it from both sides, or both sides of the coin, should I say, and let you make your own decision. But it's helpful for the man, the progressive-minded man, and the progressive-minded woman if you choose to come over and listen to his content. So I suggest and highly suggest y'all go and get that brother a subscription, man. And he also helped me get up to the 1,000 subscribers that I have too. So I owe him that, and I'm gonna help him get up to his 1,000, as well as your channel too. We can do this on multiple occasions. This don't have to be the only time.
Oh yeah, definitely. And one thing I appreciate about Kings and Dreams channel is that it's grown folk talk.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's not. A lot of people get on social media and they do their thing, but it doesn't add value, doesn't help a person to progress to the next step. But the one thing that Kings and Dreams and your channel does is it helps people grow. And that's what it's all about. It's all about infinite growth, man. It's all about getting better. And
it's the name of your channel. And shout out to Bet Out of Debt too, because that's the same type of same type of content.
Yes, sir. Bet Out of Debt for sure. I know we've been on. Wow, it's been 2 hours, man. It didn't seem like it's
long. I haven't even been looking at the clock, brother.
Yeah,
y'all see, man. People don't understand how excited I get when I start talking about this crypto stuff, man. And not only that, because of what the program is surrounded by, it merges and meshes together two of my favorite topics in the world: end time and crypto.
Yes, yeah.
Because we are, whether you guys realize it or not, living in an end time situation. We're gonna see some drastic changes. Some for the worse, and those of whom prepared will be able to soften the blow.
It's amazing how, if you are, I'm not even going to use the word woke, because I don't like to use the word woke, because that means that you were asleep at some point. but I would just say that it's when you are aware of who's in charge and what they're doing, and when you listen to them, they always have to tell you what they're doing. That's just part of the game, if you will. They have to tell you what they're doing. And as this whole digital crypto space started some years ago. This didn't just start. But think about this, and as well as all other technology. The stuff has always been there. It's just when we start to hear bits and pieces of it, it's brought about as being some sort of controversial theory, right? It's always being brought up as something that you really don't want to look at. Oh, that's not true. That's that, and then lo and behold, you find that there is some truth to what they're talking about. And
well, I like to say this: it might be controversial, it might be conspiracy. But one thing that is definitely not is a theory.
Yeah. And what's interesting to me, though, and you and I, we have similar values and similar beliefs, is that there's nothing new under the sun.
At all.
We think that this stuff is all brand new, but this is just a representation of something that has already been,
I like
elite.
how you put that.
Yeah, because throughout history, throughout time, you've had the wealthy and you had the not wealthy, right? And it's always been a matter of control of the wealthy trying to control the lives of those who don't have the means. And that's how they maintain their power. I think it was Machiavelli said that, you know, the powerful don't want equality, because if everyone was equal, they would lose their power. And so what they typically do is they will do, when we get hold of some of the information, it's already been processed several times over, and the elites have already made their money, right? In this instance, when they're talking about the digital space and digital currency, they're talking about leveling the playing field. But the playing field cannot be level if you have some people who have all of the, like Bitcoin, for example. Bitcoin said that it's only going to have a certain amount, right?
21 million.
Right. So to me, I'm like, okay, they only have 21 million. So that means that if people got in early and then they have a lion's share of this, it's a finite space. It becomes too expensive for other people. Now, Ethereum, I don't know if Ethereum has a finite amount. No. So what makes sense?
But they have a deflationary. They burn tokens. So okay, when you burn tokens, then it becomes deflationary over the long run. You know, so that's how that works.
So the reason why fiat currency worked so well was because countries could continue to print, and there was an infinite amount. The only thing that backs the U.S. dollar is a F-35.
Right? Yeah, I don't think everybody in the chat got that
one. Yeah, well, clip that. You're speaking all facts, leveling the playing field. Yeah, but the playing field can. I'm gonna try to say this as delicately as possible, because I know I'm going to offend some people. The playing field can never be level, because there's always got to be somebody to produce the goods and services for commerce. So what it's important for us to do is not to be equal, but to have resources so that we can make better choices for ourselves and our families. How do we do that? We've got to act upon the information that we have, right? And we have to be persistent in that. It has to become part of our purpose. So the reason why we can sit in these rooms and not be burned to a crisp is because the light is diffused. I mean, it's all over the place. But when we become focused, then we can take light that's in a room and we can cut through a wall, or we can do surgery. But there's something as inert as light, we can use it and strengthen it together to create some sort of a purpose, to be able to create value, greater value. What you're given, Los, the information you're given with your channel, it can change people's lives by simply $50 a month, $25 a month, right? Because if you're buying a coin at 11 cents, and as that goes up, okay, you may be able to buy less and less as it goes, but you can buy fractional pieces of it. I mean, nobody's got $18,000, $19,000, $20,000 for Bitcoin, but you can buy fractional pieces of it so that it grow. What happens in most instances, and I'm ranting a little bit, and that's what college professors do. What happens in most instances is that fear causes people not to respond or to act. When they're given information such as you're given, they're fearful. Not knowing how to go about doing something is one thing, because then they can email you and they can get the information on how to do that. Right? I'm gonna put your email in here now.
Thank you.
But inactivity is an action. So, either we do it or we don't. It's an action. But if we don't do it, there's going to be somebody else that's going to, and lo and behold, at some point, we will either have to depend upon that person to live, or we'll be working for them in some way, shape, or manner. You're talking, the things that you're talking about, man, you're talking about freedom. You're talking about freedom of choice, freedom of lifestyle. You're talking about elevating them lives, man.
Yeah, man. See, I'm only 42 years old. And
you just a baby, man. You still got a soft spot right here.
Yeah, I do. Appreciate it. That's why I like hanging around you guys, because you know what I mean. I get to learn from the wisdom. So, but yeah, that's what I'm trying to. I made a goal for myself. By the time I'm 45, this is what I'm gonna do all day. I'm not doing nothing else. I'm not gonna. My money will be working for me. I'll put the legs and the arms on the money, and that's what's gonna do the work. That's my goal. And I got 3 years to do that. You know.
Yeah.
So, oh yeah, let me share this before I even. And this is just one of my Bitcoin accounts, because you can mine Bitcoin, and I'm trying to mine this to get as much as I can. But there's steps that has to be done to get there. But it's called SoFi FX Live. It's excuse me, SoFX Live. No, SOFX Trade.live. That's the website or the mining account. And as a matter of fact, what I'll do is I'll send Todd all this information so he can add it in the description. Hey Todd, you mind if I share this on my channel, this whole video? I can we can repackage it, and and you get a whole nother audience. You know what I'm saying?
Go right ahead,
but so when he can put it all in, all this information in the description box, so that way you can use these links if you're interested to sign up to these platforms. But this is one of my Bitcoin mining accounts. You know what I mean? It's small money. You know what I mean? But it's mining Bitcoin for me. You know what I mean? And I just drop money in there ever so often, and it'll mine the Bitcoin. It'll mine a lot faster if I purchase, if I did it on a regular basis. But I don't do it on a regular basis because also one other investment tool that you want to put your money in is real estate, physical, because land is something that you can touch. You can feel it, and as long as the government don't come take it away from you, then it's yours. And the reason why I say the government, because I don't know if y'all remember a few years ago, I think back in 2017, 18, where those farmers out in California, out somewhere in the West, they was standing armed on their grounds because the government was trying to come take that land from them. They was taking it from them, not buying it, none of that, taking it from them so that they could do whatever it is that they were trying to do. You can go look that story up. That's another fact check situation. You can go do behind me. But anyway, as long as the government don't come do that to you, then you had it. I own 3.5 acres in Florida. So and I did that as a I don't want to say security blanket because I don't want to have nothing to do with America no more, but I'm using America for what it is, right? Then you just said it was a corporation. Hey, so I got to have a piece of the pie. I got to have a piece of the pie.
So and they can go to governmentauctions.com too, and they can buy land in government auctions. You talked about mining. I have heard, and I don't know if this is true, and this is why I want to ask you. I've heard that Bitcoin mining can be kind of expensive because it's an energy expensive or energy. You need a lot of energy, a lot of electricity to be able to mine crypto. Is that true?
Yes. Back in 2014, when I originally got into crypto, I have a frat brother of mine. We actually were trying to set up that type of operation in Tampa. And we found out quickly that we wasn't going to be able to pay that electricity bill, and for the amount, because in the end, we'd have had to been sitting in front of computers or hire somebody to sit in front of the computers, because how mining works, you can mine the Bitcoin, but you basically become a validator, and you're validating you're trying to get your computers to solve this complex mathematical equation to be able to and once the computer solve all of that computation, then that block is now added to the blockchain in the Bitcoin ecosystem, and then you earn the Bitcoin via the mining that way. But there's large amount of power that you're using, the electricity, because you got to keep all of this equipment cool. If you know anything about computers run hot, and if you're a validator, if you're one of the validators in this node, nodes are just a community of computers, that validates these transactions. They all competing to validate, and the winner they get the Bitcoin or whatever it is, because there's several cryptocurrencies that's set up this way. But anyhow, if you don't have the upfront money to do it, then and a large part of that is going to be upwards of over $500,000 initially, just to be able to set up a mining farm. And at this point, it's not even worth it, because there's only 2 more million Bitcoin that needs to be mined. In 2024, there's going to be a halving, So for an example, say this year they were doing 8, a halving on 2024, they're going to do 4 Bitcoin for that halving cycle. So, if you're not already set up, it's not really worth it. And if you don't have the upfront money capital to do it, it's not really worth it. So the alternative is to be able to buy into a mining farm, such as what I just gave you guys, SOFX trade.live. They already have node and a computer mining farm set up. So you just purchase, a signal within their mining farm. Basically, you're investing into their mining farm, and you probably just, helping to, the cost and all of that of running the mining farm, and then you get Bitcoin in turn.
Is that part of now? When you say you get Bitcoin, is it the actual coin, or you get a piece of Bitcoin?
No, you're getting the fractional shares, and you can work yourself up all the way up to the 1 Bitcoin. Listen, I know they got Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, and Binance Coin. They got that's what they mine at SOFXtrade.live. That's what they mine. It's something you can start with $1,000. It's some people, if you got $1,000 in Dogecoin right now, you can go get a 30-day contract with this right now. Mine that Dogecoin, put that 1,000, mine it, get the 30 days, take that, and then transfer it to Ethereum and Bitcoin, and then grow your account that way in those two. That's what I would do if I had Dogecoin, because Dogecoin is garbage. Okay, you probably be able to make it has no utility. The only utility that it may have is being for transaction purposes. Like when Elon Musk kept making the price go up and down by him talking about, oh, we accepting Dogecoin, oh, we not, oh, we doing this, oh, we not doing that, and that's Dogecoin. It's transactional at best. Shiba Inu as well. So those are really speculative coins. And if you in them, I'm in Shiba, but I'm not investing any more money into it. And if I lose it, then the money that I'm investing into Shiba, I could afford to lose that money. So that's how you got to look at those two coins. But for the point of, you can mine that on this platform, and and you can switch it off. You could change it and turn it into fiat and send it to your bank account. Right. If you don't want to do any more mining. I know somebody with $120,000 worth of Ethereum right now, and he's been only doing it for 3 months. So he earned, that's what, 120,000 right now. That's probably what about 85 to 90 Ethereum tokens. Wow, man. So me, if I were him, I would take at least half of those and send it to crypto.com.
Right.
And earn that passive income. That's what I would be doing.
Right.
So hey, so it's all kind of ways to make money.
Or you could take that fiat currency and buy you some land in Colombia. But that's another story.
We don't want to tell them that. We don't want them to come ruin this place for us.
Yeah, I'm sorry. They come down here and ruin the game. So we have a question. It says, this is from Kings and Dreams. What's the most important thing you both have learned about financial literacy? Wow, good question.
That you have to keep learning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's what I take from it, because from where I came, like I stated earlier in the show, the financial background that I came from, I don't know everything. I definitely don't know a whole lot about the stock market. But if I did invest anything in the stock market, it's going to be Riot blockchain, Marathon blockchain. That's something that has to do with crypto or real estate or ETF, and that's it. But other than that, in order for me to be able to understand where I'm putting my money, I got to continue to learn. So continuous learning, and also, I would say being disciplined in my investments, meaning sticking to what I said I was going to do.
That's good. That's good. What I've learned is that we are the money, and that's kind of goes with the book that I wrote called The Truth About Money. Right here, shameless plug. La verdad sobre dinero. The Truth About Money.
He got it in English and Spanish for you guys. Can we get it on Amazon ebook?
It's on Amazon ebook. It's also in audio format too. The greatest game that has been played upon us is that we got to, get a good education and then go get a job. And basically what that does is that puts us in perpetual servitude. It says that the borrower is always a servant to the lender. Well, we are always a servant to the one that gives us a job. That person tells us where we can live, what kind of food we can eat, when we got to get up, when we got to be at work, when we can go home, when we can go on vacation. They basically control our lives. And, you know, and that becomes, you know, and they pay us for that because they're basically giving us, they're exchanging dollars, paper currency, you know, fiat currency with a dead person on it for our time. And we are the living, you know, breathing human being. This person's dead, right? And here, this person's dead. You and I, they're exchanging a dead, something of a paper, piece of paper for our lives. So what I've learned is that we are the value, and that our time is, our energy is the currency, is the real living currency. And we're born and shaped in the image of the Most High God, which means that we can create anything that we have our mind, we put our minds to. And as Scripture says, that there's always has to be two or more witnesses. So when God created the world, he first thought in his mind, then he used his words, then he used the actions. Well, the actions and the word were the witness for the thought. The word, the mind and the actions were witness for the words, and the mind and the words were witnesses for the actions. So there's always two or more witnesses. So when we recognize that we are the thing of value, then we hold our time, our existence, our time on this earth, we hold it valuable, and we're not so willing to give it away for not equal value. And so that's what I've kind of learned about financial literacy. The financial literacy is not, for me, it's not the buying and selling of this or the buying and selling of our time. It's recognizing that our time is the most valuable thing. And, you know, depending upon how people believe, we know that Yeshua died for us, so that we got to be of value. If a person is willing to give their life, but we give our lives for what? Pieces of paper. We work for 40 years and then we die. And then what do our families have? What do we leave our families with?
Nah, in most cases.
So thanks for the question, Kings and Dream. I know, and I apologize sometimes, you know, I get long-winded, but you know, I'm like you, Carlos, man. I love these topics, man. I love these topics, and anything that we can do to help people to recognize their value. I'm all with that, man. I'm all with that. So I know we've been talking a while, and I know that you've got some other commitments, and I really appreciate that. So I just want to ask you this one final question.
Mm-hmm.
If you could go back in time and talk to a 12, 13, let's say, because you said that you learned at 15, let's say you want to talk to 11 or 12-year-old Carlos, what would you say to that person? If you could go back in time, knowing what you know now, and you go back in time, what would you say to that younger version of you?
That's a good question. That's a great question, actually. Because at 11 years old, I was chasing the sports. So, I would tell the 11-year-old Carlos to put more effort into paying attention to what's important. And the reason why I'm saying this is because at 14 is when I actually started accruing Social Security income. Nest for Social Security, should I say? 1994. Okay, is when I started doing this, and this is because I recognized early that you need money to be able to operate in this society, right? How did I find that out? Well, my friends in the 8th, 9th grade was skipping school to go to the mall to stand in line to go get the latest Jordans. I couldn't skip school to go stand in line to go get the latest Jordans. Why? Because I didn't have no money. So when I turned 14 and I was in the city of Tampa was letting kids get summer jobs, I was first one to apply. As soon as they came to the school, and I was applying for that, you know, because I knew that was the only way that I was going to be able to get what I want, because I knew in my personal situation at home, my mom, because I was raised in a semi-single parent home. My dad was around, but he wasn't really around. You know how Black families are. So, and I saw that early in life. So if I was to tell the 11-year-old Carlos, I would say pay attention to what's important, and as far as finances is concerned, and when I have an opportunity to, you know, I guess invest into something that's meaningful, do that. Because now we all have the ability, like right now, it's funny that you even asked me this question, right? So I have my 2 step-kids in Cartagena, right? I have them a crypto wallet, Litto. Oh yeah, you want this one too. LITTO. This is an application that you want to download, and I'm giving this to you specifically because it's for Colombia, how you can convert the peso into the USDC stable coin. Okay, and I talked about Circle and USDC earlier in the program, family, just in case you know. So if you're in Colombia, Litto, LITTO, all right, application you download for the conversion of peso to USDC. But anyway, so I said that to say is that I've already started this with those 2. My stepson, he'll be 16 on the 14th, and my stepdaughter, she's 14.
Okay.
My stepdaughter, she likes to do makeup and all of this. So I said, Maria Fernanda, and talking in Spanish, obviously, Maria Fernanda, why don't you think about using this, what you like to do for all of the quinceañeras, for all of these little girls around here? That's because everybody has a quinceañera here. You can do their makeup because this is basically introduction into womanhood. That's what it's for. So you can do their makeup, charge them 25,000 pesos or 30,000 pesos, whatever their parents are willing to pay for. You give them a top-notch job, and now you can take those pesos and you put it over here in this USDC, and in this wallet you can stake that USDC and earn interest there. So I'm already teaching them who already come from a lack of and no financial education, and I'm trying to do that with them.
Yeah.
As well as my own kids, but my own blood kids, they don't listen. They think they know everything. You know what I'm saying? So whatever. You gonna live and learn on your own. So the world will teach you that, you know, and then they'll come back around and dad'll be here to wait for you. So yeah, anyway, some people just gotta hit their head first and learn and then go from there.
It's cultural. We all know that, man.
Yeah. You know, so but at least with these 2, they listen. So you know what I mean? So I can guide and direct them. And hopefully, you know, if the Most High gives us a number of years to where they can become adults and see what I was doing for them, then they'll be more appreciative and pass it on down the line, if that's the case.
Well, brother, listen, man, we got to do this again. I'm so appreciative, man, of knowing you and having this opportunity to speak with you, man. I'm gonna have to watch this show a couple times too and take better notes.
But yeah, man. I definitely air it again. Whenever you package it up and send it to me, I air it on my program. You know, that's gonna be a whole nother 1,000 subscribers database. Hey, listen, and when you do watch this on my program, you need to subscribe to Infinite Growth TV. Also, Todd, I think it's Todd Allen on Instagram.
Yeah.
Or you can just go to my Instagram page and then go find Todd Allen there because I follow him. He actually had 2 or 3 of them. You know what I'm saying? I think I was on all of them, to be honest with you. Oh, Todd, yes, I watch, brother. You know what I'm saying? Because see, my thing was is that Passport Stamp, he was like, Los, why you ain't got with Todd? I mean, he was almost like, he was kind of upset with me that I hadn't reached out to you. That's the feel that I got because it's probably like I told him about you, blah 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 blah, and I didn't follow through. You know what I'm saying? But he know that I be running around and I be doing all kind of stuff. Like tomorrow I'm going to Cartagena, so you know I just pick up and go and I just do stuff, right? So you know, but I told him, hey man, I'm gonna get in contact with him. So I said the best way for me to start off is just get on his Instagrams. That's why I started following you. That's how I know so much about you. That's why I know you was in the Botanical Gardens. You know what I'm saying? Watching your Instagram. So, you know, so I did that and I was like, yeah, this is somebody who I can definitely draw inspiration from. And then on top of that, you are in the age bracket of where the gentleman that I hung around in the United States, that's the age group that I hung around. Because I couldn't have a conversation with people my age. Right. See, if I go this deep, man, Carlos, man, why you getting so deep, man? I don't want to hear all that, man, and all that. Man, come on, man.
I can't have these kind of conversations with people in my age group. So it all
because they don't want to listen because they stuck in their ways. I get it. Trust me. I had one of my good friends, Rocky Ratliff. Shout out to Rocky Ratliff. I know you probably gonna listen at some point. You hear your name on here. Rocky was a major in the Tampa Police Department. He retired. I told Rocky, I said, Rocky, invest in Bitcoin. You got all this retirement money, blah, blah, blah. Invest in, yeah, I look at it. He was the same one of these individuals that in 1995, he let that opportunity pass him by. And he's sitting up, he gonna do it again. You know what I'm saying? So I understand what you're saying about your age bracket, because he's 58. He's 58. Yeah.
Right.
So I'm like, man, whatever. But anyway, Infinite Growth TV family, this is where y'all need to subscribe to for inspiration on different type of topics, and it's always going to be some type of spiritual motivation added to it, man. And this brother, like he said, he's 59 years old, man, but he definitely don't look like no 59-year-old, and he's smart as hell, and he got some great one-liners for y'all, man.
I appreciate that, man. Kings and Dreams said he's going to go to CTG for that barbecue.
Oh yeah, that's what I do. I do that out there, you know. That's my thing.
Well, he's coming here November.
Yeah, he'll be in November. I got his glasses back here on my stand right here. Oh yeah, see Kings and Dreams. Just to show you, I didn't leave your glasses in Cali. They're here. I got you, boss. I got you. They're right here.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna have to have some sort of reunion, man, when he come, man. So yeah, he coming in November. Yeah. We're gonna have to do something, get together, and and film that too, because there's a lot of brothers, man, that that we're here. We're here, man, and supporting one another or ghost watching one another. And so I can't express how appreciative I am of you guys, man. I really am, man. And he said, my guy. Yeah, that's what's up. So, like I said, man, I really appreciate it. And, I'm going to be hitting you up in WhatsApp because, I hear these things a lot of times. And when I start to implement the process, I like to go step by step so that I'm aware of the process. And so I like to learn it so that I can also pass the information on step by step so that people can be aware of it as well. Because I think it's important that, we build this community of like-minded individuals and we support one another. And I definitely want people to subscribe to Learn Crypto TV. Get with Carlos. I'll put his information back up here again. Email him. Tell him that you saw this show, and I would highly recommend that you schedule a one-on-one with this brother, man.
I appreciate you, brother.
You were, just so people know, man, full disclosure, I reached out to you. You was in the airport. You was getting ready to get on an airplane, and you called me back. And I'm like, how many people do that, man? Other people was like, man, I was on a plane, or they'll call you weeks later or something. Oh, my bad, man. I forgot because I was getting on the plane. We had a conversation as you was walking up the steps, man.
Yep.
And I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, no doubt, brother. Man, that's mutual respect, though. You know what I mean? I probably wouldn't do that for every single body. I definitely do that for Kings and Dreams. Andre, a couple other people and stuff. I will answer the phone. My phone works for certain people. It don't work for no nonsense. Straight up.
Appreciate that, man. So,
no doubt.
And man, listen, any last words you want to leave people with before we sign off for the night, man?
All right, family. So, he put the information out there, CryptoKingCarlos@gmail.com. If you're interested in the consultation, I do it. Like I said, it'll probably last you about 90 minutes and we can speak about the pricing for that, once you reach out to me. Like I said earlier, it's not worth your money, not worth my time. So, and that's a quote from Tailor Made Dreams, and I'm going to definitely use that into the ground. But anyhow, outside of that, man, I appreciate y'all time. I appreciate your focus. Leave your comments, questions down in the comment section, because I will be, going through that, looking to see, if there's something that I can answer right away. And as soon as Todd, put this out, and package it up to be able to send to me, I'll put it out. It's probably going to come out in November because I already got a schedule weeked out, but it'll be enough time to pass. And the information that we gave to you is evergreen or timeless. It's not going to change. So, you'll be able to check that out, give you some time to process what you've heard today, do some research, go back and rewatch it to see if it lines up with what you've researched or whatever the case may be. So that's how we do it. Again, Todd, I appreciate you having me on your platform. Please don't let this be the last time. And we can talk about whatever crypto topic you want to talk about, or for that matter, whatever topic you want to talk about, because it's always a pleasure. I know it's going to always be a pleasure talking with you, because you're going to keep me laughing. So, and I'm glad my cousin put some fire under my tush to make sure that I, did get in contact with you, or at least make contact with you, so we can do things like this. So I'm gonna have to reach out to him on the side and tell him thank you again. Yeah. And and your consultation is por gratis. So you don't have to worry about none of that with me, you know, and we can take whatever time you need for you to be able to get the understanding to be able to invest your, invest your money into the right way, what's best for your situation. So outside of that, you know, again, thank you. And everybody, you know, y'all have a great night.
And folks, you know, I appreciate you, Carlos. Appreciate everything that you stand for, man. And that's the key. You know, you're a brother of honor. You're a man of great wisdom, and you're a man of your word. And more importantly, you're a man of your word, and I really appreciate that. And folks, you know, this is Infinite Growth TV, and what we try to do here is give you information to help you become better human beings, better people, and make the communities around you better. And it's so important to remember this, that we are what we continually do. So excellence then is not an act, but a habit. Until next time, thank you for watching. You're watching Infinite Growth TV. I'm Todd Allen. Good night.